Next topic is nuclear fusion. A nuclear reaction or a process where nuclear elements are made to combine or fuse together to produce a new heavier nucleus is termed as fusion. In fusion reaction, energy is released. The sum of the masses of the fusing lighter nuclei is greater than the fused nucleus and the missing mass is converted into energy according to Einstein's mass energy relation E is equal to mc square. In a fusion reaction, the two lighter nuclei being positively charged while colliding experience a Coulomb repulsion. This repulsive force acts as a potential barrier, and in order to combine, the nuclei must have sufficient kinetic energy of the order of 1 MeV so that they may come close enough where strong nuclear forces produce necessary fusion effect. An energy of 1 MeV would correspond to a temperature of about 10 raised to 10 Kelvin. At this temperature, the atoms and molecules of the substance lose their extranuclear electrons and there exists a neutral mixture of positively charged ions and electrons. Such a completely ionized system is termed as plasma. The energy needed for the fusion reaction is provided through high temperature and hence the reaction is known as thermonuclear reaction. Source of stellar energy. The temperature of the stars is very high and they radiate tremendous amount of energy. The sun radiates 3.8 into 10 raised to 26 joule of energy in each second. The fusion of protons is supposed to release the energy in the sun and other stars. Bethe suggested that the carbon-nitrogen cycle is one of the most important nuclear reaction for the release of energy by fusion. Carbon-nitrogen cycle. Carbon-612 captures one proton to form nitrogen-13 in the excited state and releases 1.95 MeV energy. Nitrogen-13 in the excited state decays to form carbon-613, positron, neutrino and emits 2.22 MeV energy. Carbon-13 captures one proton to form nitrogen-14 and emits gamma radiations and 7.54 MeV energy. Nitrogen-14 again captures proton to form oxygen-15 in the excited state with the release of gamma radiations and 7.35 MeV energy. Oxygen-15 in the excited state decays to form nitrogen-15, one positron, neutrino and emits 2.7 MeV energy. Nitrogen-15 captures one proton to form carbon-12, helium and emits 4.96 MeV energy. In this cycle, carbon-12 acts as a catalyst. On adding these 6 equations and cancelling common terms, we find that the net result is 4 protons combine to form a helium atom, 2 positrons, 2 neutrino with the release of an amount of energy 26.7 MeV. Proton-proton cycle. The cycle occurs in the following different steps. To begin with, two protons combine to form a deuterium nucleus through a weak interaction and a positron and neutrino were emitted. The deuteron then captures a proton and forms a He3 nucleus emitting a gamma ray. The gamma ray takes away the excess energy from the He3 nucleus and also it conserves the energy and momentum in the reaction. The He3 nuclei collide among themselves producing a helium nucleus and two protons are also emitted. The relative probabilities for the proton-proton cycle and the carbon-nitrogen cycle depend on the temperature. It has been established from the available data that at the interior of the Sun, the temperature is around 10 raised to 7 Kelvin, where the proton-proton cycle is the main contributor of solar energy. In the case of still hotter stars of main sequence, the carbon cycle predominates in the energy production. Hydrogen bomb. Uncontrolled thermonuclear reaction is the basic principle of hydrogen bomb. The explosion of an atom bomb creates the high temperature needed to start a thermonuclear reaction, and thus the atom bomb serves as a trigger to set off a hydrogen bomb. Hydrogen bomb can be made with deuterium or tritium as thermonuclear fuel. The fusion bomb produces a very high temperature at which thermonuclear reactions start, resulting in the fusion of hydrogen nuclei to form helium. Controlled thermonuclear reaction. A large amount of energy is released in a hydrogen bomb. If the thermonuclear reaction could be controlled, the energy released can be used for constructive purposes. Very high temperatures are needed to bring about the fusion process. At this temperature, the gas is highly ionized and is called plasma. The need for plasma confinement. No material object or vessel can keep such a hot plasma and retain it to ensure fusion reaction. The plasma particles on striking the walls of the vessel will impart their kinetic energy to the walls, which will tend to melt or even vaporize, contaminating the plasma. Secondly, the plasma gets cooled and becomes unfit for fusion reaction. Hence, it becomes essential to devise methods so that the hot plasma, once produced at the required temperature, could be kept away from the walls. Two plasma confinement techniques that are being pursued are the magnetic confinement and inertial confinement. In magnetic confinement, magnetic fields are used to contain the hot plasma. A number of magnetic confinement schemes have been tried. Magnetic bottle. One of the magnetic confinement methods is magnetic bottle. It is a straight tube with magnetic coils wound around it in such a way that the magnetic field provided by the coils is stronger at the ends than in the middle. The stronger fields at the ends constitute the mirror effect of the magnetic fields. Schematic arrangement of such a device is shown in the figure. Principle of plasma confinement in magnetic bottle. A charged ion moving with a certain velocity in a non-homogeneous steady longitudinal field experiences a magnetic force. This force being perpendicular to both the direction of motion and direction of field, has a backward component and also an inward component which causes the particle to move in a helical path. If the backward component is strong enough, then the ion reverses its direction and confines in the region between these two magnetic fields. The converging magnetic fields act as magnetic mirrors and the plasma is effectively confined or trapped in a magnetic bottle for sufficiently long time as required for the fusion reaction to take place. Tokamak. Tokamak is a device developed in USSR that uses magnetic field to confine plasma in the shape of a torus. It consists of a toroidal vacuum chamber having a combination of two magnetic fields, the toroidal field and the poloidal field. The toroidal field is directed along the axis of the toroid produced by a current carrying conductor. The poloid field is produced by a current that passes through the plasma which helps the confinement. The combination of these two fields gives the total field helical. Figure shows the two magnetic fields produced by tokamak. First figure shows the toroidal field produced by the current carrying coils. In the second figure, the poloidal field is produced due to the current passing through the plasma. In the third figure, the combination of these two fields gives the total helical field. Inertial confinement method. In inertial confinement, a small pellet of deuterium and tritium is struck simultaneously from different directions by very intense laser beams. The intense energy from the laser heats and ionizes the pellet into plasma and compresses it to the point at which fusion can occur. The confinement time is very short, of the order of 10 raised to minus 9 to 10 raised to minus 11 seconds, during which the ions do not move appreciably because of their own inertia. The power output is sustained only for a short interval of time. Figure shows the inertial confinement of a deuterium-tritium pellet using intense laser beams. Nuclear fusion as an energy source will be a boon to humanity because of the following reasons. First, hydrogen is available everywhere on this planet in various forms. Second, the lightness of the reactant nuclei makes the energy yield per unit mass of the reacting material much greater than in nuclear fission process. A fusion reactor does not leave behind radioactive waste.
Thank you.